All right, welcome back. We're jumping right back into our deep dive.
Yeah, picking up where we left off.
Exactly. And remember, we're going through this Mastering Digital Marketing for Small Businesses course, and we are now on section 3
Section 3, that's right.
out of 5,
Yes.
which is all about SEO and content marketing.
Very important for small businesses.
Absolutely. I mean, I feel like these are things that people always hear about, but it can get pretty complicated.
Oh, yeah.
So let's try and break it down.
Absolutely, yeah.
So when we talk about SEO, what are we really talking about?
Well, we're talking about making sure that your website can be found by search engines
Okay.
so that when people are out there searching for products or services like yours pops up.
Okay, so it's all about visibility.
It is all about visibility, yeah.
Got it.
And really, it's kind of leveling the playing field so you can compete with those big companies without having to shell out huge ad budgets.
Okay, I like that. So
Yep.
how do we even start with this whole SEO thing? Where do we begin?
Well, it all starts with keywords.
Keywords.
Yeah, these are the words and phrases that people are typing into search engines like Google when they're looking for something.
Oh, okay. So like if I'm looking for, I don't know, a bakery in my town,
Exactly.
I would type in bakery and then maybe the name of my town.
Exactly. Or maybe you're looking for a specific type of pastry like croissants or vegan cupcakes or something like that.
Right. So it's all about getting specific.
Exactly. The more specific, the better, because then you're attracting people who are really looking for what you offer.
Okay, that makes sense. But how do we know which keywords are the right ones to target? Do we just kind of guess?
You don't have to guess. Luckily, there are some really handy tools out there,
Oh, okay, good.
like Google Keyword Planner and Ahrefs.
We've heard of those before.
Yeah, these tools can give you a ton of data on search volume.
Okay.
So how many people are actually searching for those terms?
Oh, interesting.
And they also show you the competition, so you can see which keywords are going to be a bit easier to rank for.
So we're looking for that sweet spot.
Exactly, yeah, something that's relevant to your business.
Yeah.
And has a good amount of search volume, but isn't super competitive.
Okay, so once we've got our keywords all figured out, what do we do with them?
Well, then comes the fun part. We get to optimize your website.
Optimize. What does that actually mean?
So it basically means making sure your website is speaking the same language as those search engines.
Oh, okay.
So they understand what your business is all about
Got it.
and can easily connect you with people who are searching for what you offer.
So we're teaching our website to talk Google.
In a way, yeah.
How do we do that?
Well, a big part of it is strategically incorporating those keywords that we talked about.
Okay, so where do these keywords go?
Well, we'll put them in your page titles,
Okay.
your headings,
Uh-huh.
the content itself, of course.
Yep.
And also think about things like your image file names and alt text.
What is alt text?
It's that little description that pops up when you hover over an image online.
Okay.
It helps search engines understand what the image is about, and it also makes your website more accessible for people who use screen readers.
Oh, okay. I didn't
Mhm.
realize that. So it's helpful for both search engines and people.
Exactly. And then we also want to craft some compelling meta descriptions.
Meta descriptions, now those are the little snippets of text that show up under your website link in the search results, right?
Exactly. Those are super important
Okay.
because they're like your website's elevator pitch.
Oh, I like that, the elevator pitch.
They need to entice people to click through to your site.
Okay, so we got to make those good.
And of course, we also want to make sure your URLs are clean and easy to understand.
Okay, so it sounds like we're giving our website a bit of a makeover to make it appealing to both those search engines and our visitors.
Exactly. It's like getting your website ready for a first date.
I like that, a first date with Google.
That's right. You want to make a good first impression.
So what happens after that first date, after we've made a good first impression?
Well, then we need to build some trust.
Okay.
And that's where backlinks come in.
Backlinks. Okay, so what are those?
Backlinks are basically links from other websites to your website.
Okay.
And they're really important because they act as a signal to those search engines that your website is trustworthy and authoritative.
Oh, so it's like other websites are vouching for us.
Exactly. Think of them like votes of confidence from other websites.
Okay, so I'm guessing the more backlinks we have, the better?
Well, it's not just about quantity, it's about quality.
Okay, so explain that a little bit more.
So a backlink from a well-respected industry blog or a news website
Huh?
is going to hold a lot more weight than, say, dozens of links from spammy or irrelevant sites.
Oh, okay, so it's kind of like who's recommending us.
Exactly.
Got it. So how do we go about getting these high-quality backlinks?
Well, that brings us to our next topic, content marketing.
Content marketing. All right, let's get into that.
Okay.
What does that actually mean?
It's basically all about creating and sharing valuable and engaging content that your target audience is going to love.
Okay, give me some examples. What kind of content are we talking about?
Well, it could be anything from blog posts.
Okay, so like top 10 tips for, I don't know, whatever your business is.
Exactly. If you're a gardening business, it could be top 10 tips for watering your plants. Or let's say you're a landscaping company, you could do a post about 5 tips for maintaining a healthy lawn in the summer.
Oh, okay, so stuff that people actually find helpful and useful.
Exactly. The key is to provide genuinely valuable information that's going to answer your audience's questions and keep them coming back for more.
Got it. So it's not just about like churning out content for the sake of it.
No, definitely not.
It has to actually be good and helpful.
It's got to be valuable, yeah.
Okay, are there other types of content besides just blog posts?
Absolutely. You could also do videos, which are really engaging.
Videos, okay.
Think tutorials, product demos, customer testimonials, that kind of thing.
Okay.
You could also create infographics.
Infographics, those are those really cool visual things that I see all over the place.
Yeah, exactly. They're great for taking complex information
Uh-huh.
and presenting it in a really easy to digest and shareable format.
Okay, so we've got blog posts, we've got videos, infographics. What about longer form content?
Yeah, so you could do things like guides and ebooks.
Oh, okay, so like in-depth stuff.
Yeah, those are great for establishing yourself as a thought leader in your industry and providing really comprehensive information on a specific topic.
Okay, I can see how those would be really valuable.
Yeah, and you can even use them as a lead magnet.
Lead magnet, what's that?
So you offer it as a free download in exchange for the person's email address.
Oh, so you're building your email list at the same time.
Exactly.
Okay, clever.
Yeah.
So I'm starting to see how all of this ties together, but I'm still a little bit curious about how SEO and content marketing actually work together. They seem like kind of separate things.
Well, think of them as two sides of the same coin, really.
Okay.
Creating valuable content provides you with all of these natural opportunities to use those keywords that we talked about earlier,
Oh, okay.
which then helps you boost your search rankings.
So it's kind of a win-win. We're creating content that our audience is going to love.
Exactly. Yeah.
And at the same time, we're boosting our visibility in the search engines.
That's exactly it.
But how do we know if all of this is actually working? Are there tools to help us track our progress?
Absolutely. We have tools like Google Analytics and Google Search Console.
Okay.
Those can give you a ton of insights into how your content's performing. Like you can see which blog posts are getting the most views,
Okay.
which keywords are driving traffic to your site.
Oh, that's really helpful.
You can even see how people are interacting with your content.
Wow, so we're not just guessing anymore. We're actually seeing what's working and what's not.
Exactly. You're taking the guesswork out of it.
So this is starting to make a lot of sense. It's like we're setting up a system where our website is naturally attracting the right people, the people who are actually interested in what we offer.
Exactly. It's like building a magnet for your ideal customers.
I love that analogy. And the best part is, the more good content we create, the more opportunities we have to rank in those search engines.
Exactly. And the more organic traffic we get.
Awesome. Well, this is definitely a game changer. I'm eager to learn more about how we can measure our success and refine our strategies even further, but I think that's a conversation for next time.
That sounds good to me.
Perfect.
Yeah. So we're going to really dig into that data
Okay.
and see what it's telling us.
So it's almost like we have like a backstage pass to our website's performance.
Exactly.
We can kind of peek behind the curtain and see what's going on,
See what's working.
see what's not working.
Exactly. Yeah. And really make sure that we're focusing our energy in the right places.
So data helps us to refine our content and our SEO strategies.
It does. Yeah. It takes a lot of the guesswork out of it.
Okay, so what kind of data specifically should we be paying attention to?
Well, you want to track things like your website traffic, of course.
Right.
How many people are actually visiting your site?
Uh-huh.
You also want to look at your bounce rate.
Bounce rate.
Yeah. That's basically how many people are leaving your site after only viewing one page.
Oh, okay. So if they come to our site and then they just leave right away, that's not a good sign.
Not a great sign, no.
Okay.
Means they're not finding what they're looking for, or maybe the content just isn't engaging enough.
Got it. Okay. What else?
You also want to look at the time spent on page.
Okay.
So how long people are actually sticking around and reading your content.
Okay.
And of course, ultimately, you want to track your conversion rates.
Conversion rate. So that's like how many people are actually taking the action that we want them to take.
Exactly. Yeah. Whether that's signing up for your email list, making a purchase, whatever your ultimate goal is.
Got it. So basically all this data is telling us a story.
It is, it's telling us a story about how people are finding our content,
Right.
how they're interacting with it,
Uh-huh.
and whether or not it's actually resonating with them.
Okay, so for example, let's say we see that a particular blog post is getting a ton of traffic,
Okay.
but it has a really high bounce rate. That tells us something, right?
It does, yeah.
What does it tell us?
It might mean that the content isn't actually aligned with what people were searching for.
Okay.
Or maybe the headline was misleading, or, maybe the content itself just wasn't engaging enough.
Okay, so we need to make some tweaks.
Exactly, yeah.
We need to figure out what's going on and adjust accordingly.
You got it.
So really, it's about using this data to make informed decisions.
That's right.
Instead of just, throwing things at the wall and hoping something sticks.
It's about being strategic.
Right. And we're constantly learning and adapting as we go.
Exactly. Yeah, and the digital landscape's always changing.
Right.
What works today might not work tomorrow. So it's all about staying curious,
Yeah.
keeping up with the latest trends,
Right.
and just being willing to, adapt your strategies as needed.
It's not a set it and forget it kind of thing.
Definitely not.
We need to be monitoring and adjusting all the time.
It's like tending a garden.
Okay.
I got to nurture it,
Mhm.
prune it,
Yeah,
make adjustments based on the weather and the season.
I like that analogy.
Yeah.
So we've covered a lot of ground here.
Mhm.
Keywords, on-page optimization,
Mhm.
backlinks, content marketing, data analysis,
Yeah.
anything we've missed.
I think we've laid a really solid foundation,
Yeah.
for building a successful organic marketing strategy.
Okay.
But of course, remember, there's always more to learn.
Right. It's a journey, not a destination.
Exactly.
Speaking of journeys, I'm actually pretty excited to move on to the next section of our deep dive,
Oh, yeah.
which is all about paid advertising.
Yes.
So that's going to be a whole new world to explore.
A little bit faster results there sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, SEO and content marketing, we're talking long term here.
Yes, patience.
Patience is key, but sometimes we need a little bit of a quicker boost.
Sometimes you do.
So paid advertising can be that.
It definitely can.
But before we dive into that world,
Right.
I want to just do a quick recap
Okay.
of the most important things that we've talked about today
Sounds good.
when it comes to SEO and content marketing.
Okay.
So for our listeners out there just tuning in, what are the key takeaways that they should remember?
Well, first and foremost, I think it's important to remember that this is a long-term game.
It is.
Yeah, SEO and content marketing take time.
They do.
You're not going to see results overnight.
Okay.
It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Exactly.
So you got to be patient
Yeah.
and consistent with your efforts.
Consistency is key.
It really is.
Okay. What else?
And I think the other really important thing to remember is that it's all about building trust.
Okay.
You're building trust with your audience. You're establishing your authority.
Yeah.
And you're providing value.
Value, that's the key word.
It is, yeah.
So really high quality content should be at the heart of everything we do.
Absolutely.
Okay. And of course, we can't forget about all the technical stuff.
The behind-the-scenes things.
Yes. Making sure our website is fast,
Yeah, mobile-friendly.
logo friendly,
Easy to navigate.
easy to use.
Okay.
Okay.
That's good stuff.
Got to speed. Mobile friendliness, user experience.
All crucial.
Crucial for SEO and for keeping our visitors happy.
Exactly.
And of course, we need to be tracking our progress,
Yes.
using data to make informed decisions.
That's right. Yeah, don't be afraid to experiment.
Yeah.
See what works, what doesn't.
And just keep refining those strategies.
Keep getting better.
I love it. Well, this has been an incredibly insightful deep dive into the world of SEO and content marketing. I feel like we've learned a lot,
I agree.
and I feel much more confident about tackling these strategies.
That's great to hear.
So thank you for breaking it down for us.
My pleasure.
Now, are you ready to explore the world of paid advertising?
Let's do it.
Okay, bring on the ads. Okay, so let's talk paid advertising.
Okay.
This is something that can really give our marketing a boost,
It can.
especially when we're looking for those kind of faster results.
Yeah, SEO and content marketing are really the foundation for that long-term growth.
Right.
But paid advertising can kind of amplify your reach
Okay.
and really get your message in front of the right people, like right away.
So it's kind of like giving our visibility a little turbo boost.
It is. It's like a shortcut.
Okay, I like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But I'm also thinking this sounds like it could get expensive
It can.
quickly.
It definitely can if you're
And
not careful.
So how do we make sure we're not just like throwing money away?
Well, that's where strategy comes in.
Strategy.
Yeah. You really need to have a well-defined strategy in place
Okay.
to make sure you're targeting the right audience.
Uh-huh.
You're choosing the right platforms And you're creating really compelling ads.
Got it. So it's not just about like, blindly boosting posts on social media.
No, definitely not.
We need a plan.
You need a plan.
Okay, so let's break down that plan.
Okay.
What are the key elements of a successful paid advertising strategy?
Well, first, you need to define your goals.
Okay, so what are we trying to achieve with these ads?
Exactly. Are we trying to increase brand awareness,
Huh.
drive traffic to our website, generate leads, boost sales?
Okay, so different goals, different strategies.
Exactly.
Got it.
Okay.
Okay, so once we know what we're aiming for, what's next?
Then we need to figure out who we're talking to.
Okay, pinpoint our target audience.
Exactly. The more you understand about your ideal customer, their demographics, their interests, their online behavior,
Okay.
the better you'll be able to tailor your ads to resonate with them.
So we're not just like blasting our message out to everyone.
No.
We're really being strategic about who we're targeting.
Laser focus.
I like it. Okay. And then once we know who we're talking to, how do we decide where to reach them?
Right. Well, then we got to choose the right platforms.
Okay, so which platforms are we talking
Well,
about?
you've got Google Ads.
Okay, familiar with those?
Yeah, those are great for reaching people who are actively searching for products or services like yours.
Okay, so they're already in that buying mindset.
Exactly.
Got it. What else?
And then you've got your social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram.
Okay.
Those allow you to target users based on their interests and behaviors.
Oh, okay. So it's kind of like we need to go where our audience is hanging out.
Exactly.
Okay, it makes sense.
Yeah, right.
So we've defined our goals. We've pinpointed our target audience. We've chosen our platforms. Now what?
That comes the fun part.
Okay.
We get to create those ads.
Okay. The actual ads
The
themselves.
ads themselves.
So what makes a good ad?
Well, they need to grab attention.
Okay.
They need to clearly communicate your message.
hmm
And they need to include a strong call to action.
Okay, so it's not just about throwing some text and a random image together.
No, definitely not.
We need to be strategic about it.
It's like creating a mini masterpiece.
I like that, a mini masterpiece. Okay, and then once we've created these mini masterpieces, what happens?
Well, then we got to test them.
Okay.
We experiment with different ad copy, different visuals,
Okay.
different calls to action, see what's performing best.
So data analysis comes back into play here.
It always does.
Right.
It's all about refining that approach and continuously improving our results.
Wow, so this has been a whirlwind of information.
It has.
We talked about SEO, content marketing, paid advertising. It's like all these pieces fit together,
They do. They're all part of the puzzle.
and it can feel overwhelming.
It can be a lot.
But, the good news is we don't have to be marketing experts to figure this all out.
You don't.
We just need to start with a solid foundation,
Right.
learn as we go, and adapt our strategy.
Keep learning.
Keep learning,
Keep testing.
and just stay curious. I love it. Well, this has been an incredible deep dive into the world of digital marketing. And, honestly, I feel like we've just scratched the surface.
We have. There's so much more to learn.
There is. But I feel like we've equipped our listeners with at least a good starting point
I think so.
to start building their online presence.
Absolutely.
So thank you for guiding us through this journey.
It's been a pleasure.
And to our listeners out there, thank you for joining us on this deep dive. And remember, the most important thing is to take action.
That's it.
Don't be afraid to experiment, learn from your mistakes, and keep pushing forward until next time. Happy marketing.